19 tracks with no features. This is going to be a long one, isn't it? What's up, everybody? It's Luke James, not the singer. If you're looking to get your music reviewed, you can hit up this email. That's right here. But today, we are going to talk about this second studio album from Bryson Tiller called True to Self. Now, Bryson Tiller is a rapper and R&B singer from out of Louisville, Kentucky, and a couple years ago, he dropped his album Trap Soul, which was very well received. He came through with some smooth R&B jams like Exchange and the smash hit Don't, and also some fiery-ass bangers like Sorry Not Sorry. To this day, I still think that one slaps harder than E Honda, and it came through with some really nice production from Timbaland himself. But I do see why people think that he's a lot like some of the other artists out there, guys like Drake, Party Next Door, and even Tory Lanez, because he does blend rapping and singing, and even the production choices amongst all these artists is kind of similar at times, including on this project where I guarantee people are going to hear Run Me Dry and think of the original Island Rude Boy himself, Drizzy Drake, don't you know, man, that day-o, yeah. Where is Sean Paul, by the way? I kind of miss him. But anyway, that track has the island vibe that Drake has been popularizing lately. Not to say he's the first one to do it. We all know Drake is borrowing and taking from other artists who have been doing dancehall and Afro beats, but I'm just saying that is one similarity that you might notice. Now, there are a couple of personal moments on here where Bryson Tiller is rapping and singing about his come-up, some legal woes with an old manager of his, and even some baby mama drama. But for the most part, this is really just your typical love and heartbreak album where he's getting abused by girls, he's not treating girls right, he's falling in love, falling out of love, simping, tricking, you know how it goes. And to be fair, this is what most R&B projects come through with as far as the content, but the issue here is that Bryson Tiller has the vocal range of a goddamn wool sock, man. He just sounds bored and passionless on a lot of these tracks, and it was really hard for me to stay interested through this shit, man. I just think if he could extend his vocal range, it would make a huge difference. And then on top of that, you have to look at the fact that this is 19 tracks with no features. It really does just drag on and on and on, man. I really feel like he could have shaved some of these tracks off because it does get a little bit samey throughout, and just sprinkling a couple features here and there would have gone a long way in breaking up the monotony because, man, as much as I did like Trap Soul, I liked it a lot better than a lot of other critics because it had some good jams on there. But this shit right here, whew, man, it just drags on and on like a dog trying to wipe its ass on your carpet. And even when Bryson is rapping, things really don't get much better. Again, just like with his singing, I think he's serviceable when he's spitting bars, but he's not going to bring any crazy flows or rhyme schemes. His bars themselves aren't overly powerful or clever or unique. He really is just an artist who's kind of average at everything he does, at least in my opinion. There wasn't a lot on this project that really stuck out to me. For just one example of his rapping being mediocre, you can check out the track called Blowing Smoke, where all he's doing is that lazy shit where you add nigga at the end of every bar, and then he has this one line where he says that, "Young Pen Griffey, I go to bat for my niggas. The pun was intended, nigga." That shit is just redundant. I mean, it's not an overly clever line in the first place, so you don't really need to tell people, yeah, that pun was intended. It's just not that great, unless you don't know anything about baseball, maybe, and it was impressive to you to hear the Pen Griffey play on Ken Griffey Jr., who was a classic back in the day, man. I remember when he was on the Mariners. But to get a little more positive here, I gotta say that some of the production was actually fire. I really liked the wavy, pimtastic vibes that we got on No Longer Friends and Don't Get Too High. These are just two tracks you could work with when you're parking lot pimping or maybe going out on that late night tip. You also get some very dope string work on High Stakes, and if you're looking for a couple of trunk slappers, you don't have to look that far, man. He comes through with trunk slappers on Self-Made and also the track Money Problems / Ben's Truck. These are just trunk slappers with bass thicker than Chun-Li's legs. You know damn well how thick those legs are. Yeah. So in conclusion, this is just an average project to me that I'm going to give a 2.5 out of 5. I think I already explained pretty clearly why that is. It drags on too long, there are no features to break up the monotony, and again, his rapping and singing to me is just serviceable. It's not all out trash, but it's not great either. So that's my thoughts on this one. I think Trap Soul is much better. It's just shorter, more cohesive, and it was also a bit more of a surprise because, in my opinion, that shit came out of the blue. But you guys can hit me up in the comments section with your thoughts on this project, Trap Soul, and Bryson Tiller in general. Now, you also want to make sure that you do all that good YouTube and social media stuff. You know by now, man. Check out my Instagram, Twitter, all that fun stuff. And make sure you subscribe to this page, because once I get to 17,500 subs, which we're very close to, I will be doing another Q&A/FAQ video. So thank you for watching, everybody. I will see you next time.